Welcome to... On tonight's Clubhouse Live, one of the Packers' defensive stars joins the big show. Kenny Clark is here. What went wrong in Brazil? Well, we'll get Kenny's thoughts on a frustrating night in Sao Paulo. And how can the Packers get and stay on track as Jordan Love rehabs from an injury? We will ask Kenny that question too. Plus, we're unveiling a brand new challenge that will be a true test of athleticism. Well, not really, but it'll be fun. All right, it's time to get started. Hey, Kenny, come on in.
Hey, everybody. Good Monday evening. Welcome back to the Fox Club. We're hanging out inside Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium, Grand Chute, Wisconsin. This is the home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, also the home of Clubhouse Live. What a crowd. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Monday evening? Let's hear ya. Yes, win, lose, or draw. We always make sure we have a good time, and we are off and running. Show number 2, season number 16. Let's get to it. First of all, we can't get to it without our team of the week doing all the high fives. Give it up for members of the Appleton East Patriots football team. They're here tonight. We will meet and talk about the Patriots here later on in the show. We have some more things to talk about. Unfortunately, we always have to look back at the game, don't we? Philadelphia 34, Green Bay 29. Not the start the Packers were looking for as they and the Eagles played the first ever NFL game in South America. Too many penalties, too many miscues, not enough execution. It all added up to a frustrating setback and a very long flight back to Titletown. And to make matters worse, of course, right, quarterback Jordan Love could miss some action after suffering a sprained MCL in his left knee in the game's waning moments. Thankfully, it doesn't sound like he'll be out too long. Matt LaFleur even today kind of insinuated that, who knows, maybe he'll be ready to go later on this week. We'll see. We'll find out here later in the season, but one of the silver linings of the game, of course, good offensive effort, 400 yards, and defense did some good things as well. We'll talk about our guest here in a little bit. Mad Vince is here tonight because he doesn't like losing football games. Look at that scowl. He's not too happy about it, but he turns into Happy Vince because he loves it when those defensive linemen are here. And look at who's hanging out with us tonight. It is Pro Bowler Kenny Clark, defensive tackle right there. We'll get him over here in just a second. I want to thank our presenting sponsors, though, Cellcom and Local IQ. Cellcom is your local wireless carrier who keeps you connected to what matters most with a homegrown 5G network and extraordinary customer care. They are more than just a wireless carrier. They are technology with a heartbeat. Visit Cellcom.com to learn more. And also, with over 20 years of digital marketing experience, Local IQ delivers results through cutting-edge innovation. Now featuring AI-powered solutions to help you attract, convert, and retain more customers with their award-winning technology. All right, I want to zip through this next part. It's the worst part of the show. It is when I have to introduce the other member of our Clubhouse Live crew. It is the one and thankfully the only Chicago Bears fan, Ricardo Arguello.
Ooh, I got some cheers right here going on.
What's going on here?
Some people love me, you don't.
Is she related to you? What are you doing?
No, not
What's
at
going
all.
on here?
She's not a plant. I did not pay her. She really was just cheering.
I guess. Congrats to your Bears for looking hapless for most of the game, but somehow pulling out a victory.
Win's a win, baby. You know how tough it is in the NFL to get a win. You've had players by that table say the same thing, Brett. You get a win, that's all that matters.
Hey, Caleb Williams, this ain't the Pac-12 anymore, my friend, all right?
No,
what,
no,
14 of 29, 93 yards, 55.7.
People will forget once he wins the division.
I tell you what, Ricardo, that will be his high point this season, that game, right? That's going to be his high point.
You're adorable.
All right, enough about him and your stinking Bears. Tell everybody how the show works, would you?
We are an interactive show, so this is for our online folks. Brett, I want to be monitoring these chats. We invite your comments and questions through that chat. That could be found online next to our USA Today Network Wisconsin's YouTube video stream. Also on Facebook, though, Brett, as well, correct? So I am monitoring that chat. Again, any questions that they might have for you or Kenny?
Yeah, and again, thanks for the patience, right? A little bit of a delay here, but we're good. We're starting, and we're going to have a fun show nonetheless. Twitter, I'm at Twitter or X at PC Bretzi. You're at Ricardo De Leon. Kenny is at KC Bout That Life. And please give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Now, I got the Colts logo there. I want Kenny to stomp those big size 18 feet all over that ugly logo because they need to get back on track. Week 2, it's at Lambeau Field, Packers, Colts. We need some good luck, some good karma after that nonsense that happened in Brazil, right? So let's get Kenny over here pronto. Tonight's guest, he is in his 9th, is that right? Your 9th NFL season already? That is crazy, all with the Packers. How's the time flying? He was selected by the Packers in the first round of the 2016 NFL Draft. Tonight's guest is a 3-time Pro Bowler and joins only Pro Football Hall of Famer Henry Jordan as the only defensive tackles in team history with at least 3 Pro Bowl nods. How about that? Rewriting the history books. Tonight's guest has led or has tied for the lead among Packers defensive linemen and tackles in 7 of his 8 seasons. He has produced 34 sacks since 2017, which ranks number 2 on the team over that span. How about that? Doing some work. Tonight's guest has produced 7 forced fumbles since 2017. That is the most on the team over that span. His 34 sacks for his career, that is already the 15th most in franchise history and climbing. Tonight's guest is a state champion wrestler. We've talked about that. And Ricardo, I think we might have a question about that a little bit later on in the show. He once scored a touchdown. And we might relive that glory one more time with Kenny Clark, huh? We might have video footage of that touchdown. He used to skateboard. And I'm guessing with that contract extension, that ain't allowed anymore. Tonight's guest is an expert when it comes to traveling to Brazil, is going to be sticking around Titletown for the foreseeable future. You saw he signed that contract extension, right? He's sticking around for a while. And finally, tonight's guest, he's going to hang out with us periodically throughout this season. This isn't going to be the only time we're going to see Kenny Clark here this evening. How about a big Clubhouse Live welcome for Green Bay Packers defensive tackle? He's number 97. He's Kenny Clark, everybody. There we go. Yeah, that's right. Kenny. Yes.
Felt good to step on that.
Yes, it does, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to feel good to stomp on them on Sunday, too, at Lambeau Field, right? Those Colts, those stinking Colts. Nobody cares about the Colts. We care about you being here. Thanks for being here. I know there was a little bit of traffic goofiness going on. It's always tough to get to Green Bay from here sometimes. But you're here safe and sound. What do you guys think? We got the Pro Bowler here tonight. And by the way, stick around. At the end of the show, I'm going to announce next week's big guest already. We have that. A hint, he's pretty good at catching footballs, ladies and gentlemen, so keep tuned for that. So welcome back to the show. You've been a friend of the show. It's good to see you again. And sounds like you and Rashawn Gary are going to kind of hang out with us from time to time, like about once a month throughout the season. So, yeah.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to be here. Appreciate you guys, all your applauses and everything. I'm excited to be here. We're gonna be here for the remainder of the season, so excited to get everything rolling.
Yeah, we're excited to have him here. But before we get going, what are your hopes and dreams for Clubhouse Live with your involvement, right? Because I know you've spent a lot of time thinking about this. Probably the entire flight back from Brazil, you were thinking about Monday night Clubhouse Live, right?
I just want to have fun. That's it.
We'll have some fun.
Yeah, some fun. That's it.
Right, Mean Gene? Mean Gene, our unofficial mascot right there. Well, Rashawn, he's going to be visiting us soon. Give us a little dirt on Rashawn, right? What can I use against him when he's here, right? Come on, give me something.
I ain't got nothing for you.
You do, too.
I ain't got nothing for you.
Well, I want something about this guy that we can kind of just throw in his face. By the way, we had Leroy Butler here last week. Pro Football Hall of Famer, Packers legend, and he says hello. I got this down. And he says that he said I can ask this question of you. He said we should ask you for some money because now you have plenty of it. That's what Leroy said.
Hey, I ain't got it like that. No, I ain't got it to just be giving it to everybody.
Well, we tried, Leroy, but he gave us permission. So, hey, you signed that contract extension back in July. It doesn't expire until March of 2027, so you're going to be sticking around. First of all, I can't believe it's 9 seasons already.
Yeah, 9
That's
seasons. Yeah, it's been a long time. Been a long time. I mean, I got in when I was 20, so
Yeah.
it feels like I've been here. I mean, I've been here for a long time. So
You're growing up here.
yeah, I mean, I just spent like what, a third of my life here now.
Yes,
So,
that's nuts. And
Yeah.
you're a daddy. I mean, everything's happening right here with your
Crazy.
time in Green Bay. But it is crazy. But we all want to know this, okay? Big contract extension. He claims he doesn't have money to spend. He has money to spend. And we want to know what you spent that on. What was the big splurge purchase? You get a boat, you get a little car. You get something for the Clubhouse Live crew when you came here? You got something in the back room for us?
I got me a Cybertruck, a Tesla Cybertruck.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yeah, I had gifted myself with that.
Yeah, well, absolutely, rightfully so. Ricardo, you ever see one of those trucks?
I have. They're not that common, so that's cool that he got one.
So if you see one around Highway 41, if chances are it's Kenny Clark,
Yeah.
right? With the big number 97 license plate or something like that. So, hey, we also like to ask this question of all of our guests. Do you have a message for Chicago Bears fan Ricardo Arguello? You're going to be kind of hanging out with this goofball throughout the season.
Yes.
Man, Bears still suck.
Oh, there,
First of all,
whoa.
Bears
Whoa.
still suck.
Look at him there.
That hurts, Kenny. And by the way, Brett, just for future reference, you shall refer to them as the undefeated Chicago Bears, my friend. Okay.
For 1 week.
Well, undefeated still.
Who do your Bears play next week?
They play the Texans.
Yeah, good luck with that. Is
Yes.
that down in Houston, too? So, yeah. Well, thank Kenny already endearing himself to the Clubhouse Live fans out there, giving Ricardo some stuff. But before we dive into week 1 against the Eagles and talk about all that stuff and the trip to Brazil, which, by the way, you're kind of used to going down to Brazil now. But it is Clubhouse Live tradition to kind of take some time to get to know you, right? Since you're going to be hanging out with us. So we always like to do of our co-hosts that we had in the past, or now our semi-regular guests, we'll call you and Rashawn. We have a personality questions. All right, we want to get to know Kenny Clark, the real Kenny Clark, right? The man
All right.
that's behind the football. This we call this segment. So this rapid fire stuff. Here we go. Are you typically early, right on time, or late? Not this evening. Not it doesn't count because that wasn't your fault. That wasn't your fault.
I'm typically right on time.
Right on time.
Yeah,
So it
right on
probably
time.
was bugging you, right? Are you a morning person or do you like the evening? Like to stay up late?
Morning.
Ooh. Oh, no, Kenny, no. Are you serious or do you like to are you a little bit of a prankster? You like to tell some jokes?
More serious.
Okay.
More serious.
We'll get that out of you, right?
Yeah.
We'll have some fun. We'll do some prank. We'll prank Ricardo here from time to time. What is your most unusual talent?
Most unusual talent? I don't got one. I ain't got like no.
You can't juggle or like wiggle your ears or cross your
I
eyes
can-
or do that thing with your tongue that some people can do. I can't do that thing. Roll their tongue or
Nah, I
whatever.
ain't got none of that. I ain't got none of that.
You got no, he's just a good football player,
Yeah,
right? That's
yeah.
it. That's all he needs to do. Tell us something fans would be surprised to know about you.
Man, I can sing a little bit. I ain't gonna sing for y'all.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? I sing a little bit. I sing a little bit when I'm at the crib though.
Okay.
Sing a little bit.
Well, we got time. You're going to be visiting us again. We'll find some music for you, maybe,
Yeah,
right?
I can do a little something.
We'll loosen you up. All right, it's cheat day, right? I know you guys are strict with your nutrition, but what fast food place are you hanging out at?
Let me see. I might go McDonald's, get a hot fudge sundae
Yeah.
with an apple pie. Gotta get apple pie.
Yeah. Those things like 200 degrees when you put it in your mouth?
Yeah. You gotta mix it up, crumble it up in apple pie. I mean, with the ice cream sundae. McFlurries. Yeah, that's usually my cheat. I
There's
get
your
a
cheat day.
ice.
Sounds like a good
sundae.
cheat day. I like that. Yeah. All right. Dog or cat, Kenny?
Dog.
Yes.
Dog.
Yes. Your must-have home-cooked meal when you head back home.
Man, everything is good. I'm gonna go with enchiladas. My mom cooked the best enchiladas.
All right.
So, yeah.
Now, you're a big dude. How many enchiladas does it take to fill you up?
Man,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm eating the whole pan.
The whole pan.
Yeah, mom cooking it. I'm eating the whole pan. Yeah, rice and beans on the side. I love Mexican food.
That sounds like a whole bottle of Pepsid for me, Kenny. I tell you what. What's your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve, man. When the Bears win.
Oh, yeah. That's a good, yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't like that one.
There you go, Ricardo.
Kenny, remember, undefeated Bears. Undefeated Bears.
Yeah, now you get Mean Gene all fired up, too. Ricardo, this is a Pro Bowl defensive tackle, by the way. Be careful what you say to him. Why the number 97?
So I wore 79 in high school. Just wanted to flip it in college. And also, Geno Atkins, he was one of my favorite players coming out of college and just growing up. A lot of great defensive linemen awarded the number 97. So, yeah, stuck with that one.
I like that. Kenny, what is a bubbler?
A bubbler. That's a water fountain, right?
Yeah, close enough. Not bad. Right? Not bad. A drinking fountain, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
He has kind of become Wisconsinized there. Not bad in your 9 years here. Kenny, do you put pineapple on a pizza?
Yes,
no.
100%.
No, you cannot do that.
You got to put pineapple and jalapeno, though.
Pineapple and jalapeno? What?
Yeah. Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
Oh, no. Are you kidding me? That sounds disgusting. Do you have a nickname? Because Clubhouse Live, we like to give nicknames to our hosts.
KC.
Just KC?
KC, yeah. KC.
We'll find something a little bit more fun. Yes or no, the Milwaukee Brewers are your favorite baseball team, and keep in mind where we are tonight, Fox City Stadium, the minor league affiliate of the Brewers.
I love the Brewers.
There we go.
The
playoff-bound Brewers. By the way, I've mentioned this before, but Ricardo is also a big St. Louis Cardinals fan.
That's right, baby.
I mean, to make matters even worse. Baby. To make matters worse. How do you unwind after a tough game?
Video game, man.
Yeah.
I'm big on the game. Call of Duty. I'm on the NCAA all the time now.
Everybody loves that game.
Yeah, I love the NCAA. Madden 2K just came out, so yeah, I'm big on the video games.
Yep.
You have to explain what that is to Brett, because he's back in the Pong days, right, Brett?
I know what NCAA. I used to play that when I was like,
really?
18 years old, and now it's back out this year.
All right.
The problem with video games is like there's like 90 buttons on the controller. I don't know what does what. All right. What happened to the old Nintendo where there was 2 buttons?
Or the Atari, just the joystick and the one button for you.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot easier for me. That's a lot easier for me.
I love Nintendo.
It's your off day tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
What are you and I doing?
Tomorrow we got Pilates.
Oh,
Got Pilates in the morning. Go get a lift in.
Yeah.
And then go get some yoga in.
Okay. I don't think that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. No. We getting straight back to work.
I don't think you and I are doing anything tomorrow, right? You can do all that stuff.
Trying to get this body right.
I'm just going to sit on the couch. What would you be doing if you weren't a professional football player?
I'll be doing something with kids. I'm thinking like some type of like try to educate kids, whether it's like through sports, and help them get to college and all that kind of stuff.
All right, sweet or salty?
Oh, sweet.
Spicy or mild? I think
Spicy.
I know this one. Yep. Okay.
Spicy, yeah.
Who is your strangest, weirdest teammate?
I would either go with TJ or probably Ja. Yeah.
Well, Jair, yeah. TJ Slayton otherwise. We've never had TJ Slayton on the show.
Oh.
Jair once was on when we had to do it virtually during COVID, and he started juggling. He was wearing sunglasses.
That was when we had Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
But then all
your
of us,
buddy.
Yeah, right. They always ripping on each other. But remember that Jair did something where his audio went out, and then Kevin King had to FaceTime him so that we could continue talking to Jair on the live stream. So I remember that. Tell us something about Matt LaFleur we'd be surprised to learn.
That we'd be surprised to know.
Like, is he some sensational athlete or?
I mean, he can hoop a little bit. He can hoop.
Oh, basketball?
Yeah, he can play basketball.
Okay, really? Didn't he like pop an Achilles doing that or something?
Yeah, but I didn't see him. You know, I didn't see him. You know, hooping a little bit. He got a shot on him.
All right. Two more. First thing that you think of when you run out of the tunnel at Lambeau Field.
Man,
Going through your mind.
You said two things I'm thinking of when I'm running out the tunnel?
Just two more things coming up, but this is the second to last question. When you're coming out of the tunnel like Sunday, you see Lambeau Field, what's going on in your mind, right?
Man, I'm just getting ready for the game. Like, I mean, it's so much going on through your mind. You running out that tunnel, like, just the adrenaline, the energy, the fans, like, I don't know. You're a warrior out there. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing like Lambeau Field, right?
Yeah, nothing like it.
And last one before we get our audience questions here, Ricardo. I know you kind of said this before, but I have it on the script, so I'm going to read it anyway. Do the Bears still suck?
Of course they do.
Yes, they still do. They still have to suck.
Again, undefeated Bears. Undefeated Bears is how you
And ladies and gentlemen, we now know a lot more about Kenny Clark, Casey. There you go. How about that? All right. So I'm going to kick it over to Ricardo because you got a couple of our team of the week guys, members of the Appleton East Patriots football team, right, Ricardo?
Now let's make sure we can actually get him in frame here. Yeah,
he's a big dude right there.
This is Todd Marks, Appleton East Patriots offensive lineman here. He has a question for Kenny. Todd, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Clark. Great to see you here. We know your background about being a high school wrestler and a state champion. We were wondering how wrestling has translated to the field from the pros all the way back to high school, and would you recommend it to all of us high school football players?
Yeah, definitely. I recommend wrestling to all athletes. It's one of the most like mentally challenging things you can do. Like you in that hot room, you in there rolling around, you know, wrestling with guys. It's nothing that. I mean, I feel like that's what really made me like mentally tough. Is you know, going through all those, you know, those battles in the wrestling room, and on top of that, just in the position that I play, just being able to, you know, play with leverage, you know, knowing, you know, how offensive linemen are trying to block me, and you know, their body language and all that kind of stuff. It definitely just helps me with that. You know, just being able to hold guys up, play low, understand, you know, how guys are trying to block and all that kind of stuff.
Very good question.
Great question.
Thank
All
you.
right,
by the way, Kenny, I think that guy might be able to hold his own against you, right? He's an offensive lineman. Look at this guy.
Big boy.
Yeah. You guys should demonstrate sometime. Here we go.
Yeah. All right, we got here. This is. Am I saying this right? Is it Kyrese? Kyrese White, also from Appleton East, running back here. Why don't you got the question here for Kenny? Go ahead.
I was just wondering, and the rest of the team, how do you balance your personal life with your football life, knowing how busy your schedule is, and what challenges also come along with that, and what traits do you use to help you with that?
I mean, the biggest thing I tell guys is just, you know, you got to find your routine. You know, the quicker you can, you know, get a routine, the easier things would be. You know, I got a daughter that, you know, that every time I'm coming home, you know, I'm gonna spend time with her, and still, you know, being able to manage, you know, having to watch film, you know, do my Pilates and all that kind of stuff, you know, throughout the week. So it's basically just, man, I just try to just find that routine and just be disciplined throughout that. I mean, it's tough to do, you know, at times, but I mean, if you want to be great in whatever you're trying to do, you got to be disciplined and, you know, stick to that.
Very good. Excellent
Great question from Kyrese and Todd.
Great answers, great insight from Kenny Clark. Yeah. We'll go back to the Appleton East guys a little bit later in the show, but time for a timeout. Time for tonight's stat pack. It's a quick one, guys. The Packers, I don't know why I didn't know this. I just found this out. You guys are just one victory away, one regular season victory away from number 800 in franchise history. How about that? So potentially a special Sunday coming up for you guys.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
Isn't that something? They're 799 regular season wins, which Mean Gene has seen every one of those, by the way. Every one of those. That is the most in league annals, right, Mean Gene? He just turned 80 years old, Mean Gene. Yep. Yet another stat the Packers are better at than the Bears, ladies and gentlemen, right? 800 wins. All right, Ricardo, before we get back to Kenny, we're doing some trivia tonight, right?
That's right. We'll have this little trivia contest, but these are the rules. First off, we'll ask the question. If you think you know the answer, raise your hand. Don't shout out the answer. And if you're correct, you win what, Brett?
Got some great stuff from the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. We have this Garrett Mitchell bobblehead. Garrett Mitchell now a member of the playoff-bound Brewers, and this Timber Rattlers cap. And I know the Brewers haven't clinched it yet, but I'm very confident that they have it pretty much sewn up. We'll give away the bobblehead first.
Right, but once you win, though, Brett, you're out for the rest of the show. And sorry, live chatters, you got to be here to win.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. Kenny, I'm going to read the question. You look out in the audience, see who raises his or her hand first so they can get this one. All right. All right, question number one. It didn't take long for safety Xavier McKinney to make his presence felt in the Packers defense. He came up with that interception on just the Eagles' third offensive play of the game. McKinney, of course, played previously with the Giants, but where did he play college football? What are we looking at? Way in the back there?
Yep, back there in the white shirt.
Come on up. You got it right. Yeah, come on up. You get the Garrett Mitchell bobblehead and the bell. I'll let you give that to him, Kenny. And I'll read a little bit of something. Alabama, and we mentioned Alabama, guys, because the Crimson Tide, Ricardo, they're coming to Madison on Saturday. They're going to take on the Badgers. Kickoff is set for 11 a.m. Camp Randall Stadium's going to be rocking for that one. They should have made that one more of a 7 o'clock game, right? More of a prime time game. The students aren't even going to be in.
I don't know if you want to make that a prime time game.
Down in Madison, might get a little lathered up there. So, well, let's talk a little bit more with Kenny Clark. And speaking of that Alabama-Wisconsin game, your UCLA Bruins, they're now a member of the Big Ten. What's going on, Kenny? This is all hard to follow. You like that? What happened to the mighty Pac-12?
I like it. I like it. We gotta do a lot better though. We had a tough game against who was it? Hawaii.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. So we got Indiana this week.
I just don't. How would you like being at UCLA knowing you might have to fly over to Rutgers on the other side of the country?
Those is long travel days. Going to Rutgers, having played Penn State, Michigan. We got LSU this year too. We got to go down to LSU this year. Yeah, we got some games.
Well, your Bruins are going to take the Badgers on periodically now from time to time. Now that they're the Big Ten, but how many teams are in the Big Ten? Like Big 18 or something? I don't know what's going on. So, hey, Rosie, let's do this. Let's unveil our Clubhouse Live photo of the night. That photo was taken by our guy Torque Mason back there, cameraman. He's also a photojournalist with the Press Gazette. Those are folks at the Titletown district. They're anxious. They're showing their dismay as they're watching the big game at Brazil. And that's kind of mirrors of fans now, as it was a tough day down in Sao Paulo. But was it a tough day of work today as you guys kind of reconvened and got ready for the Colts? What's the mood in the locker room like right now?
I mean, the mood is still high. Of course, we had a tough loss and feel like we definitely let that game get away from us. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a loss and. We got to, look at it, be critical of ourselves, and just get back to work. We got another, really good opponent and the Colts coming up to Lambeau, and we got to just take care of business.
A long flight back from Brazil, right? Was it like a 10-hour flight, something like that maybe from?
Yeah, it was a long flight, like 10 hours,
Overnight. So what's going on after a tough loss? Are you diving right into the film, or are you just saying, forget it, I'm getting some shut-eye, or was it a quiet flight?
I mean, like on the plane, we was all just up talking about the game and, talking about, what we could have did and all that kind of stuff. We just felt like we left so much out there, as a team. We played hard. Effort was great. Definitely competed. Just felt like we just let it get away from us. Felt like we really should have won that game. And, at the end of the day, we can't make excuses and all that kind of stuff. We got to just, make the plays when they count and just be better at the end of the day.
I'm just kind of curious though, on that flight home. What's that like? I mean, you're Kenny Clark, right? You're a veteran leader. You get one of the beds on the flight, and some of these rookies just have to sit in a regular chair like this all the way home, or?
Yeah, I mean, everybody had like a first class seat. I had the lay down seat.
You did. You did.
It was I ain't flew like that too many times, so that was nice.
What is that? It's like a little bed? Is that?
Yeah, it's like one of those like just you just recline back. It's just like a bed and on there. So
what are like the rookies? Like say a Javon Bullard, for instance. He's sitting there next to the window seat, all cramped up.
No, they had lay down seats too. Everybody had lay down seats.
Yeah, but not like you, right? Not like you.
Yeah, I was cozy up there.
He was cool. Yeah, Ricardo, he had probably like a king bed on board, right? I mean, all these big defensive linemen, these offensive linemen, they're kind of showing who's boss on the plane. That's how you got to do it, right?
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about the game. Well, how do you pass the time though on a long flight? I mean, you can't talk about a game for 10 hours.
No, if you talk to TJ, you can. I'll tell you that. Hey, me, RG, TJ, we probably stayed up another 4 or 5 hours just talking. I mean, talking about everything, man. But talking about the game, just breaking everything down. After the game, though, I can't sleep. Like
Too hyped up.
I'm just full of adrenaline. I probably go to sleep at like 4 or 5 in the morning, like sometime on game day. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Depending on what time the game is.
What did film study show then? All right, so you said you left some things on the field that you kind of gave the game away, but speaking defensively, of course, what did film show that leads you to believe that everything's going to be okay? That you can get these fixes corrected? Man,
it all starts off with just limiting the explosive plays. We gave them explosive plays, at critical times. For the most part, I feel like we played a really good game defensively, especially in the first half. And they start going a little bit more tempo, and start picking up the game more. And they just made more plays against us, at the end of the day. But I mean, like I said, we can't make excuses. You just gotta fix all the corrections and just get back to it.
Some silver linings, though, defensive, right? You had 3 takeaways, 3.8 yards per carry average you held the Eagles to. So what are some of the things defensively, silver lining stuff? You think, hey, we did okay there. We did, we've got some stuff to build upon here.
I would say in the run game, I think we played pretty good in the run game. They had two really good runs. The 40-yarder that he got out on, I think he had another like 12 or 13-yarder. That was explosive, but for the most part, I feel like we played a good game. I feel like we played a good game, man. Just like I said, we want to just limit explosives. It was too many times they had big plays, and if they did, we didn't tackle them, or they just got explosive, and it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about your new defense, right? Your defensive coordinator, Jeff Hafley, and on that transition. Many often think that a change in coordinator and scheme means instant change on the field, right? This is going to take a little time, I'm guessing, right, to kind of just get used to everything and sort of mesh together. You got some new faces on defense as well. It's not just going to happen immediate.
Yeah, with the players that we got, we don't really got like time to waste. We expected to do, big things this year. We put that pressure up on ourselves. And and we created a standard at the end of the day, and something that we got to live up to. When we talk about you want to win a division, you want to do great things in the postseason and get to the postseason or whatever. You got to win games. You got to win games. You got to win a division. You got to be at the top of the NFC. You know what I'm saying? So that's our goals. We all got high goals. For each other. And we just pushing for that every day. So we don't really got time to waste, to figure things out or all that kind of stuff. We trying to really hit the ground running, and we got to make plays.
Speaking of Hafley, Jeff Hafley, what's your impression so far of him and the scheme? And you say hit the ground running, but how long until you kind of get the rhythm of that scheme and the rhythm of the play calling and just kind of what he wants and how he runs a defense?
I think it just all start, Sunday. Trying to get that bad taste out of our mouths. Everything. It's kind of a similar opponent, I would say. They all come from the same, coaching trees as far as just Philadelphia and the coach. So gonna see a lot of the same stuff and. At the end of the day, we gotta fix those issues that we had, and come out and play a better game.
How about defensively, as far as you are concerned? What changes for you in the scheme? What's your role? I mean, is there a lot of change for you?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's just. I mean, my job is just be to just disrupt. Disrupt and when I get my opportunities to rush the passer, rush. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the same job for me.
Doing the same thing, right? Stuffing the run, getting sacking the quarterback. This is the stuff that has led to him being a 3-time Pro Bowler, right? This guy is one of the best at his position in the league. I mentioned Xavier McKinney before, your brand new teammate, good-looking safety, obviously. He said after the game that the defense didn't hold up to the standard of what you want to be on that side of the ball. What is the standard? Have you defined that standard yet?
Man, it's just physicality. Being able to play with a elite amount of effort. You know what I'm saying? We got to play with great effort. And he's right. We got to play. We got to just play with that urgency, all the time. And I think it's times that we do, but consistently. Consistently we got to do that. We got to do that every play for 4 quarters. If we want to be the defense and be the team that we want to be.
One more question about the defense, and I'm going to switch gears. But a lot of missed tackles too on Friday. How do you guys correct that when practices aren't always the most physical practices in the world, right? So how do you get better at that?
Man, I mean, really, at the end of the day, I mean, it's just first off, it starts with practice. We get those, those thud periods. We got to really make sure we coming out of stack and breaking down on tackles. And another thing, I mean, that field out there was trash. Honestly, like it was.
We got a question about that a little bit later in the show.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Hold your thoughts on that. I want to get your thoughts. So that's our Facebook question of the night coming up. But let's switch gears. How much did your heart sink when you saw your quarterback, Jordan Love, laying on the field, writhing in pain? Right, you can tell something was terribly wrong with him. I mean, he's one of your leaders. You're one of the leaders. You had to be thinking to yourself, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, I mean, anytime you see your quarterback go down, man, it's tough. Especially somebody like Jordan, great player, great leader, on our football team. So seeing him go down, it definitely hit hard. But I'm happy. It wasn't as serious as it looked. So just hope he just come back, sooner rather than later, and we can just get back to it.
Rosie, do you have some breaking news music for us here on the show? Because I think we're going to try to break. We got breaking news here on Clubhouse Live, Ricardo. Kenny, this is your show. This is your chance to break some news, right here on your show. You were in the locker room today. We want more dirt on Jordan Love. All right, how is he looking? Is he limping around? Have you seen the knee? All right, what does the knee look like? And we want everything that we could possibly learn about Jordan Love. Give us an update on number 10.
I can't give you no type of update, man. He'd have to do that himself.
That's not breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. This was supposed to be breaking news here about Jordan Love. Well, I guess we'll let Jordan speak for himself. He's got an invite to appear on the show. He's been on the show a few times, and we'd love to have him back. Maybe tell him that we're anxious to check out his knee in person. Yeah, break some news here on the show. A couple more things, and I'm going to kick it over to Ricardo for our social media question of the night. Sounds like, according to Matt LaFleur, Jordan is doing well, and that's great news. Like you said, if he does miss time, it doesn't sound like there's going to be a ton of time, but Malik Willis, your backup quarterback, could be getting the start on Sunday. What do you like about his game, and what gives you the confidence that number 2 can lead you to victory not only on Sunday, but if he has to play a few weeks?
Man, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for him. He can really throw the ball well, and I think an underrated part of his game is how he can move. He can definitely. He's very elusive. You know what I'm saying? So, excited to see whatever the plan is. And how they use him, but yeah, I mean he's definitely he got to step up, and excited to see how they use the run game and help him out with that. So yeah, we're excited about it.
It'd be interesting to see. Listen, if Caleb Williams can win a game with those stats, I mean certainly Malik Willis can do some things on the football field as well, right? I mean he's a sensational athlete. Last thing though. Do you feel like there's more onus on the defense or more pressure on you guys to really have to raise your game with Jordan being out, or is it just business as usual on your side of the football?
I think if we play to our standard, I feel like, I'm 100% confident we handle business. We got to just play to our standard. And that's on all three phases. We gotta play complementary football, and just play hard. Be a physical team out there, and get turnovers. That's a big thing. We did a great job, in Brazil. Getting 3 turnovers on them. So we got to just keep that going. Get turnovers. Put the offense in good field position, and get some points on the board.
All right. How about Kenny Clark so far tonight, hanging out with us? Good stuff from the Pro Bowler. And I guess I sort of alluded to it, or Kenny started to answer the question, but Ricardo, we do have a Facebook question of the night, and who's it from?
That's from Jackie Moran on Facebook. She wants to know, hey, was the turf at the stadium in Sao Paulo as bad as it looked on TV?
Yeah, it was. It was trash, man. That field, that was like the most. I didn't play it in snow. I didn't play it in rain. I ain't never played on a surface like that. So it was like clay coming out the ground. You got holes in the ground. It was a tough surface to play on. But I can see how soccer players can play on it because you can slide pretty far, on that surface.
It's not meant for football players, though,
it's
right?
Not, yeah, I can tell you that. You can slide pretty far on that.
So when you're playing on a surface like that, are you thinking about that? I mean, it has to be in the back of your mind a little bit.
No, you're not thinking about it. You playing football. I mean, it's football at the end of the day. It's just the surface. It was crazy though. Just playing.
No more international.
It was a little
trips.
different.
No more international trips, Kenny. All right, let's just knock this stuff off and just play in the good old U.S. of A. Right, where the surfaces are always good. Well, except for Soldier Field. That's not a real good playing surface either. Hey, for having her question selected, Jackie wins a signed photo. We got one of Kenny Clark we're going to mail out. Each week we'll ask you to submit a question for our guest, and we'll ask live during Monday's show. Look for it on Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Hey, Ricardo, we're going back to another trivia question. Trivia question number 2. You're going to ask it this time, right?
That's right. I need both you and Kenny to look out in the crowd to see who raises their hand. Here we go. Here's that question. Remember, raise your hand. Don't shout it out. Up next for the Packers matchup against the Colts at Lambeau. The last time these two teams hooked up, it was during the 2020 season. 34-31 overtime win for Indianapolis. Who was the future Hall of Fame quarterback who led the Colts to a win that day? And, okay.
Right there in the Packers shirt. Go ahead, in the white Packers shirt. He got it. You didn't even have to. You didn't even have to give him the hint. Come on up. He gets a Timber Rattler hat. Very good. He gets the bell. Kenny, I'll let you give that Timber Rattlers hat away. The hint was you'll remember him as a longtime quarterback for a different AFC team, right? Phillip Rivers, very good. I thought maybe that would trick you guys, but you guys are just too smart. You guys know your football. Rivers threw for 288 yards and 3 touchdowns as he outdueled Aaron Rodgers. By the way, the Colts have won 4 of the last 5 meetings with the Packers. Kenny, it is time to reverse that trend and get you guys beating the Colts again. So. All right. Hey, you know what this means? It's time for tonight's Clubhouse Live Challenge. Rosie, we need some music. This is sponsored by Munoz Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, your center for dental excellence, voted Reader's Choice Best Dentist, Best of the Bay in back-to-back years. Let Dr. Sebastian and his team of professionals help you achieve your dream smile. Kenny, we got to stand up for this Clubhouse Live Challenge. It's a brand new game. Hey, Mike, could you give me a hand here real quick? I'm gonna give Mike Cruz these buckets. Mike, just put these buckets, all 4 buckets on the small, right in the center of the small tags or the tapes, if you don't mind, please. So, Kenny, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a game we call Packers Pail Palooza. All right, Packers Pail Palooza. This is a brand new game and a very simple game. All Kenny has to do is successfully toss one of these ping pong balls in each of the buckets. Now, if this sounds familiar, I might have borrowed the idea from an old clown show back in the day, right? I'm not going to say what show it was or what the game was called. No, it's quiet. I can't say that because it's probably trademarked. But this is called Packers Pail Palooza, and we're doing it a little bit differently. So each successful toss results in a corresponding prize. Ricardo, you have the prizes there. Pail number 1, pail number 2, pail number 3,
Yes.
pail number 4.
You want me to read these off as he makes them?
As he makes
Okay.
them, right? Now, a miss at any point ends the game, right? So you're trying to win prizes by getting the ping pong ball in each of the 4 buckets. Now, tonight's contestant, she's sitting back over there. It's Coach Julie Detchen right there. There's Coach right there. So let's say you hit the first 2 buckets and you miss the third. She still gets to keep the first 2 prizes, so it doesn't end. So this is what we're going to do. Kenny, I want you to stand on that tape right there. I will hand you a ping pong ball. Now, you're a pretty big dude. I mean, you kind of match up with me here a little bit. I mean, you're not that big now. Now, all you got to do is just one. Now, make sure there you go. That's the bucket number 1.
Yes.
All right?
Brett.
Now, hold on,
a
Kenny.
minute, Kenny.
Kenny,
What'd they win?
Ricardo, what is the prize?
The prize is a Go Pack Go shirt courtesy of Miller Lite.
Right here. Let's put it on the camera. Can we do that? Which camera am I on here? Am I on this one? Am I good? Right here by Torque, right there. Julie, you have won that prize. Now, Kenny, I know you got some huge shoes now, but you were a little bit over that line there. And I want to also say this. I practiced this game twice, and I hit them all 4. Now, no pressure on you, Kenny. Pail number 2. There you go, Ricardo.
All right.
What is the prize?
That is a signed photo of Kenny Clark.
Let me get it here on camera, right there. Am I there, right by Torque? Yep. There you go. So far, so good. Now, how you feeling? You got this one. Now, be careful. I don't know. I'm not sure an overhand toss is quite the right strategy here. You might want to lean forward because you're a pretty big dude. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Number 3, Ricardo.
Is a pair of Packer socks, courtesy of Shield.
Look at that, Julie Detchen. You're going home with some Packer socks. Here we go. Now, hold on, Kenny. This is pail number 4. Do you think he can make the ping pong ball in the 4th and final pail? Here we go, Kenny Clark. Oh!
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Let me just remind Kenny that I did it twice again.
Yes.
And I did it all. Should we give Kenny another chance, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. One more time. Oh, let's try one more time. We can do this, Kenny Clark. Oh.
Kenny's got a little curve to it.
We're going to do it, Kenny. Oh, one more. It's close. It's so close. We can do this, Kenny Clark. You know what? It's close enough. Julie's going to go home with what, Ricardo?
There you go.
What is it, Ricardo?
It is the Packers Heritage Trail Book.
We're going to give it to you
this not my
anyway
kinda game.
because he was close enough. Ladies and gentlemen, how about Kenny Clark playing Packers Pail Palooza? I'll take that from you. Do you want me to show you how I did that? Let me show you how I did that. Let me show you how I did that.
Listen to this guy. He's been practicing for a week, people.
What are you trying to do? Psych me out here? Oh!
You get the Schwinn bicycle.
Oh!
Way to go.
And the $50 bill. Hey, I practiced that like 100 times just to make sure. So, how about, again, Kenny Clark and Packers Pail Palooza?
By the way, Brett Gouda online asked something about you being Bozo the Clown.
Easy now.
I don't know what that meant.
Easy now. Well, I tell you what, Gouda. We're going to move on, Ricardo. It's time to meet our high school team of the week. I want
Yes.
Kenny Clark to see these guys here.
Yes.
Members of the Appleton East
Yeah, there
Patriots
we go.
football team are here
we
tonight.
go. I think, do we
Stand
need them
up,
to stand
guys.
up? Yes. Dan, get it on the guys. These football players, they're changing the culture at Appleton East, Brett.
They had a big win in week 2.
East. Now listen, they took a tough one on the chin against Neenah, but they are 2-1 on the season. 2 weeks ago, they beat Kettle Moraine, which was 2 years ago the defending D2 state
a state power,
champion.
yeah.
State power. Up next for them, home showdown against Hortonville on Friday. They're trying to get, Brett, some wins going here so
Yeah.
they can make the playoffs.
There we go, there we go.
Up-and-coming team. That's an up-and-coming team. up-and-coming program under Mark Kromenacher. This is a team on the rise here, Brett.
That win against Kettle Moraine opened up a lot of eyes. What did
Yeah,
you
it
say,
did.
Kenny? Did you say something about?
No, I said, there we go. Go get that dub.
Yeah, go get
that
it.
dub.
Kenny
For
Clark.
sure.
Any defensive linemen here tonight for the Patriots? There, look at that, Kenny Clark. Those are your guys right
There we
there.
go. The big dogs. There we go.
Yeah. You got some got some tips for them on how to get after a quarterback?
Man, hey, just use that power. Use that power and then switch it up with the finesse.
Power and finesse, just like I
Switch it
do
up.
it, right, Ricardo?
Yes,
Just like I do
we
it.
saw that with the ping pong.
Little
in the
power
bucket.
and a little finesse right at the end of the game
Brett,
there.
I did have another question. I guess
Go ahead.
it's, according to the online chat, is it Carrington Valentine's birthday today?
Oh, is it really? I don't know.
That's what they're claiming, and they wanted to know, with all that money you got, Kenny, if you're getting Carrington, maybe a little something on for his birthday.
Everybody wants
Everybody's
your
birthday
money.
now.
Yeah, everybody want my money today. I don't know what's going on. Hey, I ain't got it, man. I ain't got it for everybody now.
Is it Carrington's birthday? Do you know?
I believe so.
It
I
is.
believe so.
Well, happy birthday, Carrington.
Yeah.
He is a friend of the show. He was on last year. I know he's watching right now, hanging out in Green Bay.
Oh yeah, CV.
CV Carrington Valentine and don't Valentine and Ballantyne, right? It's always
Yeah.
tough. All right, let's do this, guy. I want to show the Appleton East guys, and I want to show this defensive lineman in particular. Rosie, can you put the video clip up again? Look at the screen, everybody, of Kenny Clark. There he is. Look at Kenny Clark. He's there's the touchdown right there.
Oh,
Look at that.
hey.
Look at those hands. Talking about strength and
that.
finesse
Those are
right
soft
there,
hands,
right?
Kenny.
Yeah, I
Look
went
at
to
that.
archives for that one.
Yeah, there. Look at that. Strength and then finesse. Just what you said. That's a pretty strong guy to hold you up in the air too. Not too bad,
My
but
boy Eddie, man.
you didn't even bobble that catch, right? That's pretty good stuff.
Man, we need to add that in.
I was gonna
I need to
ask.
tell Coach LaFleur.
Have you
Telling you.
shown him that video clip?
Man, but you need to put me out there at number one. Give me a little fade route. That's what I need.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like that. Jordan Love to Kenny Clark. Huh?
Yeah.
That'll be good. Huh? Maybe one of these defensive linemen can get Coach Kromenacher to put that in the playbook as well. Huh?
Let's say what it is. Anytime you get one of the big guys catching a touchdown, it's a crowd pleaser.
That's
It's
good,
for
yeah.
the peoples, right?
Yeah.
Peoples.
I mean, you burned him on that play. I don't know if that's safety or linebacker was late coming over. You were wide open. Didn't even
Yeah.
bobble it. Right in your hands.
Yeah, we used to run that all the time. We had Miles Jack, so we used to just run it was like all defensive players in on one formation, and we just had to throw me in a little flat pass out there.
You keep that football? Was that football
Oh,
in the,
yeah,
in the
yeah, I
archives?
still got that. Yeah, I still got that one. Yeah.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. So, hey, I wanted to mention you went to, this was your second trip to Brazil now, right? You
Yeah.
vacationed there a couple years ago, maybe? Was that?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Where'd you go at that time?
I went to Rio.
Okay.
I went to Rio. I had a really good time. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. The water was great. Food, people. It was just an amazing place.
Where other countries have you been? I think we've talked about this one other time. But I can't.
I went to, where else did I go? Argentina.
Argentina, yeah.
Argentina and Brazil.
What's on the bucket list for Kenny Clark, the world
I
traveler?
want to go
here?
to Africa next.
Really?
Yeah.
You got that all planned out already?
My dream, I want to see like a safari, just, go out there, get on a little cart, see some lions. And
Don't taunt the lions, man. Don't taunt them lions.
yeah, I want to see all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that would be a good trip. You can do that at Disney too, though. You can just go on one of those safaris right there at Disney. You just go all you got to do is go to Florida for that, right, Ricardo? That's all you got to do. That's a long trip to Africa, otherwise, though. That is a long ways away. Last but not least, before we kind of wind this thing down, again, Sunday afternoon. Oh, you love those noon games, right? Those are the best games. Not 3 o'clock or 3:30 or 7 o'clock or Monday night. Noon at Lambeau Field. That's the best time to play football.
Oh yeah, those noon games, I love them. It's either a noon game or a Sunday night.
Everybody's watching Sunday night, but give us the keys to victory. I'm sure you've been already looking at the Colts a little bit, studying what they did. What's it going to take to get these guys down and get a W?
First off, it's just it starts with stopping the run. They got a great running back. They got a great running back over there. And then Anthony Richardson, man, he can throw it. He has a hell of an arm. So we got to make sure. We know he's going to want to hold the ball to throw the ball downfield. So we got to just make sure we get pressure on him, and and don't let him beat it. We can't let him, beat us with his legs. We got to do a great job of containing the quarterback, just be physical. Play fast and get some turnovers.
Get some turnovers like you did against the Eagles and Jonathan Taylor too, right? The former Badger running back, a pretty good one that you're going to be going against as well for Indy. So, hey, how about a round of applause for Kenny Clark tonight, having some fun. We thank Kenny for experimenting with a brand new game. I think I'm going to bring that out for Rashawn Gary too. I think I'm going to do that for him. See
let me know if he hit all 4 on the first try.
Yeah, I'm going to say no. He's not going to even hit 3 of them. I'm going to say he's going to only hit 2. So, all right, Ricardo, we are going up north, right? This is where we pick Sunday's Packers-Colts game at Lambeau Field. Who are you predicting will win the big game?
Listen, I picked them to win last week, and that didn't happen. Now, this week, did you see Anthony Richardson throw that 70-yard pass off his back foot? That was amazing. That's my biggest concern is him doing that, running around and being able to uncork something like that. Now, for a broken play, I'm picking the Colts to win.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
Uh-oh. Mean Gene, our unofficial mascot, he's not liking it over there. So I'm going to get you guys feeling good. The victory visor is going back on the head, right? The victory visor. Right here. How do you like it?
I look good.
I'm picking Green Bay 24, Indianapolis 17. I do think the defense comes up. Colts are coming off that 29-27 loss to Houston. This is the blueprint, right? The Texans rushed for 213 yards, held the ball for 40 minutes in that game. Packers are going to follow that same game plan. Josh Jacobs, Emmanuel Wilson played well, too, for you guys. They're going to look to take pressure off presumed starting quarterback Malik Willis, and that running game is going to be paired, I think, with a quick rhythm stuff. Get that ball out, get Malik into get him into a rhythm with the receivers, get guys like Jaden Reed into the open field, let him make some plays with his legs. These are the times, Ricardo, where Matt LaFleur really shows his creativity. Remember some of the things he used to do with Aaron Jones in the passing game. By the way, that was not pleasant to see Aaron Jones scoring a touchdown in Vikings purple and gold. Viking fan right there. We didn't like that. Anyway, I think defensively these guys are going to create turnovers. They're going to bottle up Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor. Green Bay 1-1 after Sunday. What do you guys think? We're going to talk about it. Don't worry about Ricardo. Packers News app, though, Ricardo. What's that all about?
Yes, with exclusives, commentary, insider analysis, and award-winning photos and videos from USA Today Network's Wisconsin's Packers coverage team. Brett, that Packers News app, your one-stop shop for complete Packers coverage, unlimited digital access to the Packers News app, and PackersNews.com can be yours for as low as 99 cents for that first month. Brett, we need that money. Please subscribe today.
Subscribe today, please. And also thank you to our sponsors and friends. First, our presenting sponsors. We have Cellcom and Local IQ. We also want to thank Munoz Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, our segment sponsor. And finally, thanks to our supporting sponsors and friends. We have Shields Escort Limousine Service, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, Mayfield Sports Marketing, Mike Thiel and Eric Lives here, Miller Lite, and as always, the good folks here at the Fox Club and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Now, programming note, 2 things. Number 1, stick around after the show. Those who are in person get a chance to win these great Miller Lite deck tickets to Sunday's game, Packers-Colts. Maybe Kenny can draw the winning name out of the bucket after the show, if he doesn't mind. And then also next week's guest. I'm going to tell you who next week's guest is as well. None other than Green Bay Packers wide receiver Romeo Doubs is going to be hanging out with us next week. Romeo Doubs. That show kicks off, as always, right here at the Fox Club, 6:30 p.m. Maybe you can give us a little dirt on Romeo Doubs, because that guy, he's a little introverted, right?
Yeah,
What's going on with Romeo?
He don't say much. He wrong. It's going to be hard to get somebody wrong. Yeah, he quiet.
Any tips? What can I do to kind of break him free and just get rid of that exterior, right?
Man, you got to just ask him 1,000 questions, man. Get him going. I'm going
to have a long script, right? So a lot of questions. We'll get him going. So, hey, Kenny Clark, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a good sport. I hope you had a good time. We're going to have a good time with you throughout this season, right? We're going to have a lot of fun with this guy. I think we'll see him again in October. But until then, I'm going to give you the final word. What do you have to say to all the great folks here in the audience and those watching live online?
Always appreciate you guys. You guys are the best fans in the world. and go Pack Go.
There you go. Yeah, keep those claps coming for Kenny, for Ricardo, and for the rest of the Clubhouse Live crew. I'm Brett Christopherson saying so long. Be back here next Monday night at 6:30 p.m. here at the Fox Club as we celebrate a big Packers victory over the Colts. We're going to have Romeo Dobbs here. Stick around. We're drawing for these tickets. In the meantime, it's our unofficial mascot right there, Mean Gene. Take it away, my friend.